Welcome all to Blast It or Stash It. I am your host, Huey, and on the panel tonight we have the bald bastard, DruManchu. Look at that lovely, clean-shaven face. Look at that. He doesn't look happy, though.
No, I'm not happy. I'm never happy.
But on, we also have Pocan Joe.
What's going on, folks? Happy to be here.
Spectacular Spider Grandpa? Question mark? Is he there?
Question mark?
This episode of Blast It or Stash It is provided by Oreos.
Those are carrot cake Oreos? Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh, my. Also sponsored by Diabetes.
Diabetes. So we are changing things up just a little bit on how we're the function of the show, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into the books for tonight. And we'll start with Drew, a clean-shaven.
Oh man, you guys want to talk about books? Let's talk about books, baby. No, let's not do that song again, Huey. Let's talk about Man Without Fear #1. I'm going to start off strong and say this was definitely a stash. Oh man, I love Charles Soule's run on Daredevil. I know it was Paulie's Marvel book of the year, but this is a fresh start. I really love the way they did this. It's him battling with his demons to fight his own way out of a coma. Pretty great stuff. Really dig the art inside as well. Really trippy and stylized. This is a great start to a new Daredevil arc, and I really enjoyed it. You guys should definitely be picking this up. Man Without Fear, #1.
I think the other person who read that was Mike. What did you think of Man Without Fear #1?
I think we got chat. We got 50. We got Funk Off, who's been here since the beginning. Steele, Double S. And that is all I see in the chat. Man Without Fear. Here's my problem. I haven't been reading Daredevil, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. He's in a coma from being hit by a truck. And it's like Drew said, him fighting while he's in this coma. Yeah, so like I said, I haven't been Daredevil, so this is a soft stash for me. I didn't care for the art. I think Drew said he liked it. But
I did.
It wasn't my thing.
Sorry you didn't like it.
It's okay.
Yeah, like I said in the offer, none of the LCSs here where I live got it today. It's all going to be next week, so I got to wait until next week to figure out what's going on. I did pre-order all. I think it's 1 and 5. Is that correct, Drew?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a short running series or an ongoing.
I thought it was like a short, like 1 and 5 or 1 and 6.
Did you say your LCS didn't even get it though?
No, they said their Diamond said that they were going to get it next week. Thank you. Well, we have a new sound technician on the panel. This is Drew, babyface Drew. Moving on to Joe. Your first book of the evening.
Okay, tonight. So much great stuff that came out. Let's go ahead and get the controversy out of the way. Let's talk about Heroes in Crisis. Man, was this a powerful issue. The only thing I didn't like is during the Black Canary interview in this one, they kind of cut the panel short, where they usually do the blocks where each person talks. In the last 6, they just kind of left it blank with the symbol of X. Thought I was a little cheated out of my money on that one. But greatest line of all time in comic book history came out of this story this week. And it was, what was it? Bros before heroes. Great saying. Loved it. Had to set the book down and kind of chuckle at myself. This is when Blue Beetle and Buster Gold were chatting it up, and they even pounded it out. I thought that was really cool. Great action sequence in this. We got some weird stuff going on with Harley Quinn and Batgirl, and that friendship going. So now we have 2 sets of friends on opposite ends of the spectrum. Something interesting is going to happen, and I can't wait. It keeps me right there where it keeps me engaged even more. And the art's okay in it. Not too fond of the art, but I'll live with it. But other than that, I think they're developing something here. that I hope they end very well and they don't cheat me with the, oh, it was a scenario in the holograph room. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
I hope that's not it, because that's just lazy writing. But really, they got some great stuff that they can build off here, and I'm very excited about this book. Good stuff.
Yeah, they had a little meat and potato with Lois Lane too there, with the whole her wearing the Superman shirt, you know, they did do a little brown chicken, brown cow stuff going on. I do, man. The whole panel thing, like you talked about it, Joe, is like there's like 6 panels here of nobody in it. That's 3/4 of a page just freaking wasted. I don't understand it. I think that's so lame. And
it's meant for it to be dramatic, but the truth is somebody's lazy.
I mean, they did it in quite a few. They've done it through a lot of this book too. And here, like with the Batgirl, you know, those like 6 panels of her not really doing anything. All of a sudden, bam! Then she starts showing scars like above her back and stuff like that. I don't. So there's a page and a half wasted of nothing, you know. And so, yeah, unfortunately I think it's going to be one of those M. Night Shyamalan kind of endings, like, oh, they were in here all along, nothing's real. Blah, blah,
burn
blah.
the entire run. If they do that, I will burn the entire run.
It has a great smell to it. Nice comic pages on it. I like the cover and pages. But moving on to Drew, it seems like it's been a chore for you to read this book.
Sweet fucking baby Jesus, this book sucks out loud. It's fucking terrible. It's pretty. Clayman is doing a great job drawing this awful story. Yeah, Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, was in it for a minute. Okay, I guess that's fine. But, you know, right under the watchful eye of the Trinity, they just escape. So it's like Harley Quinn. It's like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman don't even really matter anymore. Yeah, who gives a shit? Batman was holding onto these recordings all along, and now he says that they can't exist. This is just, what is even going on here? We got a mystery. There are no clues. We got 3 teams of people attacking the mystery from the same exact angle. It's just whatever. This book sucks dicks. It sucks a whole bag full of fucking veiny cocks. It's really fucking bad. It's like, my mother told me that if I don't have anything nice to say, I shouldn't say anything at all. So I'm going to mute my mic for a couple minutes.
A little late on that one, aren't you, Bub?
Yeah, I think he is. How many different sound bites you have on there? You can just show of hands on your little soundboard there. Oh, you have quite a few. Maybe a few more tonight.
Here's what I think about Heroes in Crisis.
Thank you, Drew. Moving on to Mike and your first book for the evening.
My first book for that, we got Comic Core and See Toys talking about someone tried to raise a stink about the Batgirl panel, too provocative, whatever. They're calling Drew Babyface. So my first book, let's do Conan. Conan the Barbarian. Got these 2 variants right here. Always love me some Conan. Arnold Schwarzenegger. This one, we get a little origin story of Conan himself. Then we get the heading read at the beginning as well. This is the story of how he died. Got Conan fighting in an arena. It's glory. It's badass. He sleeps with a witch who turns on him and tries to use Conan, a kind of elder demon. He gets free. Flash forward to where Conan's king. The witch comes back. It's bloody and gory. I'm about that other Age of Conan book, Elite, or I don't know, the pirate chick. Some pirate meat and potatoes coming up. I'm Age of Conan stuff. So this is the pick of the week, but not quite. But it is a stash.
Yeah, I thought this was a really great book. I'm looking forward to what more Conan's going to do. I'm not too thrilled with him becoming part of an Avenger. I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen. I don't really. I'd rather keep him separate and do his own story. This was great. I mean, I never have read any like the Conan books, but being a kid growing up, seeing the Conan, the Barbarian movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, oh my God, I can watch those over and over again. And it kind of brought a little bit of that, when he goes to bed the witch, the same thing roughly happens, at the first one where he's traveling, he meets that woman and he ends up going to her hut and she turned into a witch and disappears. But this was good stuff. I really enjoyed it. The art was pretty good, had some good gory scenes in there. Definitely stash for me, and I'll pick up issue 2 for sure for Conan the Barbarian. Drew, Conan.
Yeah, I liked Conan. This is a stash. Jason Aaron knows how to write a good story. Oh man, this A cover right here. Oh, look that. Oh, that's great for an A cover, man. That's pretty damn cool. I also picked up this one here. And you can smell the bloodlust on this guy's face. Oh man, that's epic. And if this doesn't scream rip, roar, and romp, I don't know what does.
I wanted that cover, but I missed it.
Oh man, you could have it if you want it. I'll send it to you. Just send me all your cash monies, and we'll have a great deal going on there. Yeah, the interior art is killer as well. Aaron's story is great. Yeah, this is amazing, man. I like it. We're gonna stash it. We're gonna keep picking it up. Conan is a stash.
What were we gonna say there, Mike?
I said Double S asked me if I ever shaved my beard. I have before, especially when I lost my job at Thor and was going to job interviews because I had to look all professional, but now I just don't give a fuck again. So, and we are Bay Comics in the house, and Mr. Gretzky 99.
Mr. Gretzky says that the Chargers dominated the Ravens today. It's true. I had to watch a Super Bowl MVP quarterback sit on the sideline while some glorified punt returner decided he was going to pretend to be a quarterback. And, man, if John Harbaugh keeps his job, I'll be extremely surprised. But, hey, it is what it is. Those fucking Ravens cost me my beard this year. So as far as their playoff hopes, too bad, so sad.
When you first showed that picture on Facebook of your beard, and just the day before you were talking about you needed to trim the little manscaping down below, I wasn't sure what that was a pile from, your face or your man region. So
maybe both.
Maybe both. Maybe it was a mixture of both. Who knows? But that was almost like a perfect. It's like you took the beard, took it off, and just kind of set it down. That's what almost looked like.
I worked behind the bar New Year's Eve, and I had waxed my beard and my mustache. And so when I hit it with the trimmers, it all stuck together, came off in one clump.
Nice.
It's pretty hilarious.
Jacchio also says he's really excited for Savage Sword of Conan.
Yeah, all the Conan stuff looks great.
So, still talking about Conan, Joe, what'd you think of Conan?
I got a couple of variants, but I'll show this one here. This is the 1 in 10. It was all right. I read it, and I'm like, okay, I should not expect a story or a complex story anyway, out of Conan. It's right there in the title, Conan the Barbarian. It's pretty simplistic in nature. It's a hacker slasher, and for that, it was marvelous. It was just stupid good goriness. We should have known right there in the beginning when he killed the witch that was something that was going to come back. That was pretty predictable, and they didn't try to even hide that it was going to be that character coming back in any way. I am excited. I like the old Conan Barbarian in it, where his god does not care about his life or anybody else's life. That just rung true in the movie and in the old comic book, and it rang true in this one as well. So yeah, like I said before, Conan has been a pulp fiction icon in both cinema, literature, and in comic books. He's always been there, and the book did not, or the comic book did not derive from that in any way. It made it pretty plain and kept it on point, and that's what's always made Conan good. I do like the way that they took Conan here and they transitioned, instead of the long going through volumes and volumes and volumes of finally becoming King Conan. They just went ahead and did it in one shot, so we know in the next issue we're dealing with King Conan now, the old warrior that's still kicking ass. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know Schwarzenegger was supposed to come back to the Conan character, so I mean, this could maybe make that transition. Although Schwarzenegger's 72 years old, though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, even when he was in his late 60s, he did Expendables.
Yeah.
Expendables isn't quite Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah,
you can't really do Conan with a shirt on.
He's in CGI today.
I think he touched bases on it. One of my favorite lines in this book here, or the 3 panels, he says, "But Cimmerians never pray." Is that how you pronounce it? Cimmerians, yeah. And even if we did, Crom wouldn't give a damn. You know, that whole line, that nailed Conan to me. It's like, you know, he's always yelling at Crom, you know, in the movies and everything else. So, Old Man Conan, yes, it is Old Man Conan. Hadouken! Moving on. I guess it's me. I'm up. What was that?
I don't know.
That really hurt my ears. I have very sensitive ears.
We might never know what it was.
I didn't write down who read this, but this I think is my pick of the week. I absolutely love this, and that was Winter Soldier #2. I absolutely loved it. I liked the first one. I was kind of like, I was kind of on board, but I love the cameo at the end of the book where RJ, who his first full appearance is here, looks just like the old Winter Soldier. He's dressing like him, and he's this assassin, and it kind of gives his backstory. Just gruesome kid who is a psychopath. I mean, he doesn't care about who he kills as long as he gets the job done, essentially. And unfortunately, you know, he's not able to defeat the Winter Soldier. He's able to take him hostage. And I thought it was really weird, him riding on the back of the bike and not trying to squirm to get away. So like you'd be able to bite him in the back of the neck or whatever, you know, to get away. This was good. I absolutely love this. I think this is a miniseries as well. So this is, I think this is my stash of the month, or stash of the week, for sure. Drew, I don't know, did you read that or not?
No, I did not read that.
That's right. You said you picked it up, but you haven't read it.
I haven't had a chance to read issue #1 or issue #2. But since you have such glowing things to say about it, I look forward to it.
Well, let's see what Joe has to say. Maybe he might have even further glowing things.
Yes, I did read this, and I'm so thankful they went this route. The only reason why I bought this issue was because of the ending on issue 1.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Otherwise, I was going to dump it, be done with it. I don't need to see a witness protection program story. I don't need that crap. And then they did it. And another one. This had another just great line in it. We have an unnamed villain who kind of takes RJ under his wing, I guess, in a very sadistic way. Gives the kid a knife, tells him to go cut up some people in a booth. Kid does it, comes back. He is covered in blood, folks. Just as most sloppiest killing you've ever seen. And then the guy sits there and he throws all the food off the table and he tells him to get on his hands and knees and eats it. And he goes, "When you can handle a knife, I'll give you a fork." And I was just like, oh, that was epic. I love that villainy. I love that sinisterism of him. And the guy's just constantly bashing on RJ and just how he's not good enough to push him and make him go farther. Great villain. Great fight scene between them. RJ's going to become something. We're going to get more of his, or at least they hinted at in the last page. We're getting more of his backstory of who his parents were and where exactly he comes from in the next issue. And I'm kind of curious about that. We can call that an origin story. I'll take it as that. But yeah, man, it was just cool. It's cool to actually see a kid in a comic book be just a little bit more sadistic than the adult villains. Because kids are evil.
They're also delicious.
Was it only me, but did the villain, that's teaching RJ look a lot like David Bowie?
I thought so too. I thought he looked just like David Bowie.
So I thought that was kind of funny. Winter Soldier just beat the crap out of David Bowie, knocked all his teeth out, made his eyes match. Wham!
That was crazy. I think that
Mike,
was done on purpose too.
Like I said, I don't have my notes. Did you read Winter Soldier 2? Okay. Now, back to Drew.
Oh, back to me.
Back to Drew. Back to Drew.
Oh, Jesus. What should we talk about, guys? Man, let's talk about something good. I don't want to talk about something that sucked again. Let's talk about Detective Comics number 995. I got this really, really cool cover right here. B cover right here. Oh, yeah, look at that B cover. And we got this A cover right here. Alfred, don't die. Alfred doesn't die. Don't worry. He doesn't die. Spoiler alert. Alfred doesn't die. He almost dies because he gets stabbed by Zorro. What the fuck? He gets stabbed by Zorro? Yeah, because Batman went to go see Zorro the night that his parents died. So we're doing more of that. Where is this going? I don't really even know, but I'm really liking it.
I totally spaced that connection.
What?
The Zorro connection.
Oh, you didn't get that?
I spaced it, dude. I just didn't. I'm sorry.
God.
I know. Go ahead, there, Drew. Sorry. What? You have anything else to say about Detective Comics?
I can't even believe I'm on the show with you that you didn't even. I'm so embarrassed, folks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about him.
You flabbergasted.
No, I am flabbergasted. My ghast has been flabbered.
I dropped my Joe. Let me see. Detective Comics. Everyone read that. Joe, what do you think of Detective Comics?
Man, how good is this story? This is how you do Batman right. I swear to God you do. The art in it's outstanding. The story's intriguing. We get glimpses of other villains, which has always been a classic thing to do in Batman story runs, to have as many villains as you can at one time. And we got it. And then we got an ending. Instead of a cliffhanger, we already have a solution. Instead of a cliffhanger, we actually had an end. Or I guess we're going to say an end, and I'll go ahead and show it. That is just epic right there. He's walking through Arkham Asylum, and he's going to find out who killed a lady that he knew when he was a child, and who stabbed his friend, and what's going on with this monster going around, and why all this is happening. So he's going to go to Arkham Asylum, and he's going to get some answers, and he's not happy. And boy, they did it in the best way possible. Again, just epicness. Just right there at the end and cracking his knuckles, getting ready to do some damage. Man, that was great. Love the story. Love the artwork in it. And I got to be honest, that is probably one of the nicer covers that has come out of this Detective Comics run thus far.
Mike, what about you, Detective Comics?
Special shout out to Area 51. I haven't seen him in a little bit, so good to see him back in the chat. Detective Comics 5 away from the big 700 variant fucking 1000. Can't wait. This was actually my week. You guys really said it all. Yes. Special shout out to for putting a little Stan Lee tribute in their books. Special shout out to Splash Page Comics who just hopped in here. And pick of the week, Detective Comics 995.
Yeah, the last 4 pages when he's walking into Arkham and he's doing that, he's monologuing. I mean, he's just talking. And he just says, I'm looking for a little illumination, and he's walking through, and he's just cooperation information or watch worlds this evening, and oh man, that whole thing, and then when he clicked the lights out, oh, dude, that chills, little chills, dude. It's a good book.
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
You are. Is my smooth, sexy voice doing it for you? Got Tomasi on here. Oh my god, dude, he should have been on here a long time ago. That's what I gotta say. Definite stash. I hope Tomasi maybe goes over to the regular Batman book.
Dude, there are 2 writers writing Batman right now, right? One of them is Peter J. Tomasi, and the other one is Tom King. As we can tell from Tom King's work on such a stellar series like Heroes in Crisis, Tom King takes popular characters that lots of people love, and he unceremoniously and meaninglessly kills them off. Whereas Peter J. Tomasi takes a character that is a part of Batman lore for the past couple of decades, but certainly nobody's favorite fucking character, and finds a way to kill her off and make you feel something. That's the difference in storytelling here. That's where Peter J. Tomasi comes out on top. Leslie Tompkins' death was far more poignant than any of the heroes that were killed in Heroes in Crisis so far. Any of them. And when's the last time you read a Leslie Tompkins story? There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Tom King does far better with the smaller B characters, or C characters, and kind of brings them up. So it's like Mr. Miracle and stuff like that. Where, like I said, this Batman stuff is just killing me. It's starting to kill me, too. Where I'm kind of been sitting there kind of trying to defend the guy, saying, no, he has a bigger picture. Yes, I got chills and they're multiplying, and I'm losing control from the power that you're supplying, Double S.
It's electrifying.
It's electrifying. I better wake up because I need a man. Joe, you're up with your next book.
Oh, let's talk about Infinity Wars Infinity. Man, I am so glad they're keeping this run going. Coming right off of Infinity Wars and Infinity Warps. They found a way to keep the universe going, that time warped universe warp thing going, and I think that's where we're going to get this play in, where that's going to be significant, or at least I hope so, because they spent so much time building that universe. I hate to see all that go away. Plus, we have a possible origin story of a new good guy or villain. We don't really know yet. He claims one of the stones, the Time Stone, fell into his prison cell. He's there for murder. He's on death row. He picks it up. He has it, and he can stop time. He escapes prison. Mind you, in the story, he claims his innocence. We get it. But, I'm sure 90% of the people in prison claim their innocence. But I really like the way this is going. I'm trying not to get my expectations up because it's a comic book. It can turn to garbage like that. But I'm really excited to see this series keep going along those lines. And we got some exciting stuff coming up.
Well, I know that the Wolverine, Infinity Wars Prime, Infinity Wars no, that's old stuff.
Infinity Watch.
Infinity Watch, because coming out, yeah.
With the Phoenix Wolverine. Yeah, that's another epic end page right there. I thought was really good.
Yeah, I thought this was okay. It's kind of cool. They have, Moon Girl, or not, isn't Moon Girl? It's Moon Dragon.
Yeah, Moon Dragon.
At the beginning of it too. That's kind of a cool thing. But yeah, I'm wondering if it is the first appearance of a new character that's coming through. We'll find out. So I guess you go to eBay and check to see if the price is rising on this book. I don't know. But of course, with all the cover and everything, it'd never be worth a damn thing. I thought this was pretty good. I'm not too sure if I'm going to jump on with the whole Infinity Watch, but we'll see. I'll probably pick up the first one, see what it's like. But this is a semi-stash for me. And Drew is patiently waiting over there, flashing the book around. Drew, what do you think of Infinity Wars?
It's good. Stash it. This is the bridge between Infinity Wars and Wolverine and the Infinity Watch. And, hey, man, that just sounds pretty fucking awesome to me. I'm going to read it. I don't know if you're on board, Huey, but I certainly am.
I said I'd give it a shot. I didn't say I wasn't told him. Oh, whatever. Okay, that was Joe. Back on to Mike. You're for next book.
Shout out Thanatos Comics.
Thanatos. What's up, Matt?
Thanatos. Let's do fucking champion.
Fucking champions.
Fucking champions.
Fucking champion.
Fucking champions. I hated this fucking. I love my team books. I love Fantastic Four, Avengers, all that 30 fucking motherfuckers on this team. That problem with this book. You got fucking, let's name them all. Half these fucking characters. Miss Marvel, Wasp, fucking Riri Williams, Amadeus Cho. The only good character in this is Viv. It's so many fucking blasts. Worst pick of the week. I'm not going to continue with this book.
But it had a new character pinpoint.
Now, who gives a fuck? Pinpoint my dick.
Wow. Drew, what do you think of Pinpoint and the Champions?
He can also pinpoint my dick. I picked this up just because Pinpoint's in here, and this is the first appearance. Yeah, I dropped the last run of Champions before it finished. Not a fan of what they're doing with Amadeus Cho. This Braun character is stupid. Sam Alexander's not Nova anymore, apparently, but he's still piloting their ship, which is like, okay, he knows how to do that all of a sudden somehow. Miles Morales is being a bit of a whiny little bitch, and I could not fucking care less why. Yeah, the art's not bad. It is bloated with characters. But yeah, it's just, this is not for me, and I don't care about it, so blasting it.
Like Miles Morales is the only really A-lister on. I mean, Miss Marvel is, I guess, an A-lister, but she doesn't really.
Miss Marvel. You got Riri. You got the Unstoppable Wasp.
But none of those characters can hold their own title.
You got Moon Cricket or whatever the. Red Locust. I don't know why I call her Moon Cricket. That's pretty fucked up. You got Snowbird, the Alaskan shapeshifter, and you got Patriot, the guy who's not Captain America. You got Pinpoint, who showed up, and apparently he's new, and they didn't really give him anything to do. It's just
but again, too, a whole bunch of side characters that can't hold their own title, so they're going to cram them all into a team book, and hopefully that's going to work.
The first run of Champions was really good, and then it fell off quickly.
What, Mike?
If they would have kept it just to like Ironheart, maybe Miles. No, I don't think Spider-Man should be in this book. Wasp maybe, and Vision up there, but goddamn. Yeah.
And the time display Cyclops was a big part of the original run of Champions too, and he's back in his own time now. I really like the interaction between Cyclops and Ms. Marvel as part of this book, and the fact that that's not even there anymore is like, that was the best part. Was them kind of trading leadership advice.
Yeah, but they need Miles Morales here to have someone, an A-lister, if you call Miles Morales an A-lister.
Whatever. It's a bunch of sidekicks that got their own comic book.
Yeah. Whatever. Okay, moving on to, I think, me here. And I'm the only one that's still reading this book, and I thought I took it off my pull list. But apparently this was still on there. I'm like, okay, if it's in my box, you thought I still wanted it, I'll go ahead and pay for it and read it. I dropped it because it's starting to get really confusing. I'm like trying to get lost. Picked it back up. I thought, oh, wow, okay, now it's kind of picking back up. But then it lost me again. And that is a Walk Through Hell number 6. This is Garth Ennis' goodness. FBI agents are still trapped in this warehouse. They have no clue if they're dead or alive. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Their supervisor ends up going in there because the SWAT team does not want to go back in or send their second SWAT team in. She ended up going in, and now she's lost, and now she's hearing voices that she thinks is her agents talking to her. And they end up running into this chunky little fat dude that looks like they're in a big church toward the end of the book. And Nazis now are a part of the story. I have no clue to what's going on in this book. Absolutely zero. I like Garth Ennis, but man, you're losing me. So, unfortunately, I'm going to drop this book, and I'm going to make sure it's off my pull list from now on. Nobody else read A Walk Through Hell. But Drew, you're up with your next book.
Okay. Let's talk about Uncanny X-Men number 8. It's really great. Bishop on the cover here. He's like, hey, look at me. I'm Bishop. I'm going to go to the Age of Apocalypse and fuck shit up. Here we got Conan fighting Magneto on this cover. That's pretty fucking sweet. Look at that shit. That right there. That's the stuff that nerd boners are made of right there. Look at that. Conan is going to fight Magneto. Does that happen in this book? No, it doesn't. But what does happen is that Legion, we find out that these young X-Men and X-Men are trapped in the Age of Apocalypse. It's actually just happening inside Legion's head. When X-Man figured this out, he figures out how to defeat Legion and kind of combines powers with him. So right now, Legion is being made a puppet by X-Man. So we've got one of the most powerful characters in the history of the Marvel Universe hijacking the powers of the most powerful and the maddest telepath in the history of the Marvel Universe. This is not going to end well. Man, the art is still stunning. The characters are still great. This is a fantastic weekly story that we're getting from this X-Men team. And it's my stash of the week again for it's been like my stash of the week, like 5 out of the 8 weeks that it's been coming out. This book is fantastic. If you're not reading it, I feel bad for you. If you are reading it and you're not enjoying it, you're doing it wrong. Just try reading it better. And that could help.
Better.
Get higher than a 3rd grade reading level.
Area
I
like to
51.
get higher than possible before I read books. Maybe that's why I like X-Men so much.
Yeah. What are you saying, Mike?
One said, isn't Nerd Boner Pinpoint sidekick?
Pinpoint is actually
We're gonna
Nerd
make this
Boner's
happen.
sidekick. That's how he got on the champions.
Okay. Joe, you read Uncanny X-Men. What do you think of that?
I did. Nope. Not buying it.
Read it better.
Drew, you are wrong.
Read it better.
I will tell you why you're wrong.
Well, I won't listen, so you
This
can try.
is not how you tell a story. You don't sit there. You don't get the right to tell me that in this other dimension, that's this fake Age of Apocalypse, that they're there for years, and not one time did X-Man try to use his powers at some point. He just assumed he couldn't use them and control it because it wasn't the real one. No, sir. That's what they call a
But it wasn't years. It was 5 minutes.
5 minutes, but there it was years.
No, it is an illusion of years. So therefore,
Right. The illusion.
it was all of it was an illusion.
Never used it one time. Never tried. He
In
just
5
assumed
minutes?
he
Yeah,
couldn't.
probably not. Not in 5 minutes.
It wasn't 5 minutes.
Chad
to
at?
But it was.
them.
Don't worry.
It wasn't 5 minutes to him. They even said that. We've been here for years and nobody helped us. Nobody saved us. That's a direct quote from the book.
And Bishop says directly to him,
Bullshit.
it's been 5 minutes.
Right. In their time.
In real time.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everybody's scared about Bishop going there and not being able to come back. And what do they do in less than 2 minutes? Their time in the brain that takes years in our time, they get back like that? No, that's lazy writing. That's not coming full circle, and that's what you call a plot hole. You could not explain your story, so you shortcutted it. We see this in literature all the time. I'm not bagging somebody for doing it. Maybe you didn't have the vocabulary. Maybe you couldn't figure out how to make it connect. It's a complicated story, no doubt. But they were there long enough in Legion's head, the two warring fractions to go against each other of X-Men children, as far as I'm concerned, because that's what they are. So they had no concept of any real time. And I'm supposed to believe that all of a sudden they say, well, no, you're not really in the Age of Apocalypse. We're in Legion's head. And then all of a sudden X-Man goes, I got powers now. No, I'm not buying it. That's lazy writing.
The moment there was a hole in the illusion, it illuminated to him to the fact that there was an illusion to begin with. The fact that there was an
what's the
illusion.
argument? Reality, perception of reality, the duality of morality. What plot point are you basing this off of? You only got about 27.
It's not. I'm not basing any of the plot point. The plot point is that Bishop goes and interrupts the illusion. The moment the Bishop interrupts the illusion, then he is no longer under the illusion. Therefore, he can utilize his powers. You say it's been years that he hasn't been able to use his powers, but it hasn't. It's only been 5 minutes. His perception of it being years doesn't change the fact that he's only had him fooled for 5 minutes. He's only fooled him for 5 minutes. Is it so hard to believe that someone can be fooled for 5 minutes?
Well, again, but it's not.
We have people watch our show for more than an hour.
Heroes in Crisis, Harley Quinn beats the Trinity. But that's good?
No, it's not good.
I don't know why we keep going back to Heroes in Crisis. We got it. You don't like it.
I'm just saying, like this if you're pointing out plot holes, this story so far doesn't have it.
Yeah, it does.
I love plot holes.
Just explained it.
You explained your misunderstanding. I understand
No,
that.
sir. No, sir. Not in any writing circle. That is incorrect.
Mike, did you read Uncanny X-Men?
I did, but before we get into my little random X-Men special shout out to Where Is He At? Who Dat Comics are coming fresh off his con that he was at past few days. So good at Uncanny X-Men. I enjoy it. I'm stashing it.
Okay, so my opinion of Uncanny X-Men, I did not read it, nor will I read it. There are too many X-Men books out there. They're starting to drive me nuts. Moving on to
Dave, can I ask you a question? How many X-Men books are they publishing at the current?
As of currently, I don't know. They're publishing. They're cramming a whole bunch down our throats. So
there's too many of them. They're cramming them all down our throats.
Yeah.
There's 3.
There's 3. Well, I mean, they what I'm saying in the past, they've had X-Men Black, X-Men Red, X-Men Blue, X-Men. You know, it's just like, and they're coming out with a whole other thing of X-Men too. So it's like, nah, I'm done with it. I'm done with X-Men.
It's an event.
I'm done with it. You can't force me to read them. You can't force me to read them, Drew.
Well, somebody in the room tell Drew he's right so we can move on. That's all he really wants. You're right. Let's move on.
Wait, I know I'm right. You don't have to tell me.
We know. Everybody
I'm aware.
All right, let's move on. This is getting boring.
And it's like more all over again.
I'm totally lost on who's up now.
It's my turn again.
No, it's not. It's Joe's turn. Joe's up. Joe, you're up.
All right, let's talk about Injustice, Masters of the Universe. This is the end of this story arc, or this story period. Great, stupid fun. You know, this is one of those great books where if you played with action figures as a kid and you had a whole mismatch of G.I. Joes and Transformers and you made them fight out, this is all this really was. And it was just good, stupid fun to see some of the old school He-Man characters back in action that you don't see much of anymore, fight the Injustice people and the Fractions, and just stupid fun. The artwork's a little off-putting in some areas. A lot of overuse of negative space where they try to cram too much in there, like the battle scenes. We don't need to see every little aspect of every character fighting, and they crammed a lot of that into the negative space. So the art was a little off-putting in that aspect. But just a great, stupid story. It just reminded me as a kid, just sitting down in my bedroom, playing with my toys. You know, just making Superman fight He-Man and who would win. And we kind of got that storyline in here, and it was okay.
Superman would win.
Soft stash. Well, it has to be a stash. It's the last of the series.
Drew just being argumentative now.
Yeah, to decide this what I'm going to do from now on.
Is that what you're going to do?
Look, I know my role. I'm just filling it.
No, that's not what it is. I don't think anybody else read Injustice, though, did they? I don't have it on my list.
No.
But Mike, you're up with your next book.
Shout out to 19. He said, just popped in here. He said, hey, yo. My next book, my last book, is Wolverine The Long Night. For those of you who don't know, this is a Marvel podcast. I thought this was awesome. In this book, but it's set in Alaska that all evidence points to there's some creepy ass fucking felt like X-Files to me. The two FBI agents and I'm gonna stash it. I liked it a lot. I'm okay, I guess, but I enjoyed it.
Drew, what'd you think of Wolverine Long Night?
I found it to be shallow and pedantic. No,
Those are big words.
I didn't care for it. I was bored to tears, honestly.
It's got Wolverine on the cover, and that's really all he is in this book. It's just on the cover. Why would I fuck him up?
Just mute me.
I don't have time to mute you. I'm busy trying to save my eardrums.
Oh my goodness. Get it together.
Will you give
I feel
me
like
a
this is a
warning?
production issue on your end here.
When you give me a warning, when your mic's going to do that, I'll be able to mute you.
I can't hear it. You can hear it.
Well, I can't. I'm disoriented by when that sound comes through. I have no bearings about me that I can actually stop and go. Oh, it's like getting hit with a blast, and I can't quite get my arm up there to try to stop it.
Yeah. So no, fuck that book.
Yeah, I heard the podcast was pretty bad. It was like an audiobook or whatever during the podcast. I heard it was really horrible, so I didn't even bother picking it up for sure. So, and Joe, you didn't read that, right?
Got enough Wolverine stuff coming on right now. I didn't need that.
Yeah. My next book is Walking Dead.
It's me. I swear it's me.
187. This is the fallout of the death of Dwight. So just to spoil it, if you didn't read Walking Dead, last issue, Rick kills Dwight because he's threatening the governor of this new community. And so this is the fallout. This is kind of figuring out what's going on moving forward. Mercer thought that Dwight was going to go that Rick was going to go a different way, actually go against the governor and kind of follow Dwight's how he felt. So Mercer's still feeling that a little bit, like he still thinks the governor's is not fair, that they're doing all this dirty work and all the other people living high in the hog while they're doing the crap jobs. We get a little more backstory on Princess as well. She likes the rough stuff, apparently. They all. But definitely good. Mercer's giving a speech at the end saying, hey, this is it. We're tired of it. And then all of a sudden now, I forgot his name. He's the governor's little second in command, little second-hand guy. Overhears the speech that Mercer's telling the rest of everybody else. And he says, Governor Milton is going to be so disappointed in you. So now we got to figure out what Governor's going to do to Mercer, her number one enforcer for the Commonwealth. Good stuff. I'm stashing it. Drew was the one that normally read this one as well, but you did not get a chance to read that this week. But
no, I did not.
Next book.
Okay, well, let's talk about another book.
He looks like John Cougar Mellencamp, like a chunky John Cougar Mellencamp. Little story about Jack and Diane.
I don't know about John Cougar. The Cougar.
Yeah, it does hurt so good.
Let's talk about Pig Nips, baby. Unnatural number 6.
I gotta look at Pig Nips real quick while you're talking about it.
This is a really, really good book. The art is stellar. The story is interesting, and it's a really neat take on societal norms and sexuality and coupling. And it's got some really cool stuff going on here, and I'm really enjoying it. Not to mention there's pig nips all over this motherfucker, so check this thing out.
Oh, my goodness. There are pig nips. I'm sorry. I'm eyeing the pig nips. Yeah, this is one I normally read, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to read it today before the show, but I will be reading it.
Oh, yeah.
Probably will be reading it tonight before I go to bed. But definitely, yeah. Unnatural's been good.
It'll fuel your dreams for sure.
Yeah, fill my dreams with pig nips, right? Maybe
like a little porky areola.
Yeah, so Unnatural's been good stuff for sure. Joe, your next book.
My next book. I got to talk about things now.
Yeah, talk about things.
Talk about Old Lady Harley Quinn. I'll be honest, this is better than the regular Harley Quinn run. It really is. It's funny. It's witty. Great banter in it. We get to look. We get to see what Bane looks like at an elder age. Catwoman, Killer Croc. Apparently, Catwoman and Killer Croc hooked up. Their thing. But Bane is ruling Bloodfield or Bloodhaven at this point. I can't speak right now. Must be the beer. I mean, apple juice. And he's running the show there, having his little Thunderdome type matches, and he's got twins. And they decide that they're going to do some damage. And Bane comes in and breaks it up because he remembers his old friend, Harley Quinn, and kind of breaks up the whole thing. And I'm really liking this Tool character. First off, I love the name because he's exactly that, a tool.
Red Tool? Is it Red Tool? Red Tool came out in the last volume of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I'm liking him. He's just a sarcastic shit. Apparently, he's really hard to kill. But a lot of great stuff in here. And again, it's not a deep story. There's no back meaning behind it. It's just stupid fun. And let's be honest, every now and then you need that.
You best read Old Lady Harley 3.
No, because I couldn't find the motherfucker.
Wow. That came out of nowhere. That escalated quickly. Can you guys hear me? My mic's working? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I picked it up. I have not read it yet. Drew, you don't read Old Lady Harley, do you?
No, I don't read Harley Quinn. I like to be able to read my books without wanting to kill myself.
Oh, sorry about that. So moving on to Mike and his next book.
I don't have any books from last week. I'll run through real quick. Spider-Man last week. I dug it. Mars Attacks number 3. I love this story. Still good. X-Force number 1 cooking book. And Fantastic Four number 5. The Wedding of Ben Grimm. The Thing. Yeah, it was okay. Drew looks like a young Rodney Dangerfield. Half our audience don't know who Rodney Field is.
I don't get any respect either. Sons of bitches.
Okay, I think we're going to move into lightning round.
I've got mosquito round.
That does not sound like lightning round.
What about?
I gave you the ball and you dropped it. Drew, lightning round for this week.
I've got cats round. All right. Yeah. Tony Stark, Iron Man number 7. This was fun. Nothing to write home about. Mr. and Mrs. X. This is great. After they get back from their honeymoon in space, they go on an adventure in the Mojoverse. Pretty awesome stuff. I enjoyed it. Deadpool number 8. This is more Deadpool fun. If you like Deadpool, you're going to dig it. And Marvel Knights number 5. Oh, man, this is just really good still. Rosenberg wrote this issue. Donny Cates is still doing the overarching story. Good stuff. I like where it's going. Archie 1941 kind of got a cap out on his landing on the beach, but we do get some action in the end of this book that kind of livens it up for Archie and the crew. So this is fun stuff. It's the number 4 of number 5 issues there. This is the last issue of the first arc of Crowded, which I really enjoyed. They're safe for now, and they're headed out of LA, but who knows what's going to happen in the next arc. So that's pretty cool stuff there. I picked up some books that I haven't had a chance to read yet. Grabbed this Matina cover of Project Superpowers just because people were hot for this Matina cover. Picked up the first 2 of the Phil Noto Connecting Marvel covers. I don't even know what books these are on, but both the Phil Noto Connecting covers.
The one's the Immortal Hulk. That's the cap on there.
Yeah, and I don't know which one the other one is. But who cares? They're Phil Noto Connecting covers. Got the Batgirl 30.
Uh-huh.
Picked up the a cover as well on that. I don't know why, but did. Coda number 8. This story is pretty great. I haven't had a chance to read through this issue yet, though. I've been loving Umbrella Academy. I haven't had a chance to read it yet this week, though. I picked up both covers there. And I got this beautiful Jenny Frison Wonder Woman. I'm not reading the story, but this cover had me like, whoa. So I had to give it a go. And one last book I picked up, a back issue. Something that I splurged a little bit on this week, kind of a holy grail for me, but I'll share it with the crew here. First printing of Saga number 1. And this is in fucking cherry condition, man. This is a 9.8 candidate for sure. So this will probably be getting the old slabberoonie.
How much does that set you back?
I don't want to tell anybody. I want them to be jealous.
You don't want to be jealous?
But if I pull a 9.8 on it, I can sell it for 4 times what I paid for it.
So let me look up what a 9.8 runs, and then figure that out. Divide by 4.
9.8 runs about $350.
Kind of like algebra around here. No, don't like it. Solve for X, Joe.
Ooh, lightning round time. So much good stuff came out this week. Okay, Marvel Knights right there. Good Wilson Fisk and Dr. Doom action going on in this. Their little battle back and forth. What else do we got? Killmonger. Still killing it. Kind of a weird romantic story and his fascination with Wakanda. Wanting to go back there.
I don't want to interrupt, but I have a question.
Yeah, we know.
He's still killing it. Is he also still mongering it?
Yes.
Okay.
You know that's spelled differently, right?
This is Drew we're talking about.
Still a great story. Some great stuff going on in here. I think this is definitely a sleeper book. If you're not reading it, at least I can speak to the first 2 issues. I don't speak to anything, or the first 3 issues. I don't speak to much more than that. Yeah, this is still dying. I want this to be good. And I am trying to make this good. And I keep trying to convince myself it is. And it's just not. It's Action Comics number 1006. Still dragging. The conflict between Superman and the Red Cloud is mundane at best. Although he did have a cool line in here where he's telling the Red Cloud, again, another one of those great lines that just captures you. So I think that's the only thing that's keeping me on board with this. He's like, madam, I think you're confused. My weakness or my kindness is not a weakness. And then he like blows the cloud away. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys got to read it different, Joe. That's it.
Yeah, just, read it backwards.
Yeah, I tried to read Bendis' Superman better, and even I couldn't read it better.
That's what it is, yeah.
Immortal Hulk, this is a great cover. Love it. Anything with Captain America on it is always on my top pull. Great story in here. Great internal narrative going through it, too, between the pages about, the definition of hell throughout a lot of theological explanations to him. Spending a lot of time on the Torah. I thought that was kind of interesting. It brought up some good points in there to, what is atheism and what is hell to that. Whole philosophical thing in there. Definitely suggests reading. If you cut out the comic book and just read the narrative through it, it's kind of interesting. So definitely. But there was some good stuff in the comic book too. Wonder Woman number 61. Never been a Wonder Woman fan. Never read a lot of Wonder Woman stuff. But these last few issues of this, I've been reading this and I'm really getting it. Steve Trevor has to explain what love is to Aphrodite, or what love makes people do to Aphrodite, which is interesting because it's Aphrodite. She should know this already. But I'm telling you right now, the way he explains it, if that doesn't just make you go, "Aw," then you're just a heartless prick. Next, this book tricked me. I judged a book by its cover. If you take a close look at it, I thought it had something to do with Venom and a symbiote. No, it did not. So therefore, it didn't matter what happened in the book. I hated it. Batgirl's still a very boring read. Not getting into it, but I will keep picking up these covers all day long.
That's Batgirl's surprise butt sex face.
This did? Really? I don't know. I didn't get.
I think that's her.
What she looks like when she gets surprised butt sex.
Oh, that's
maybe from you. Maybe she just wasn't surprised enough.
I don't know. It looks like she
Trust me, it's surprising.
Last but not least, I am finally going to be. This is my huge blast, most disappointing thing ever, and I thought I gave it. I wanted it to do something. I tried to stick with it, and that is Black Knight. Up to 3 issues. This 3rd issue is complete bullshit. Nothing makes sense in it. It is absolutely just ridiculous garbage. Flash and dash. Great job, Genoscope. You took a great character, and you could have done something cool with it, and you failed again. So go buy some more properties.
That's not the Black Knight from Marvel. They didn't buy that character.
No, it's not that character.
Okay.
But in the 90s, they had was it Image or I forget. One of the new rising companies back in the 90s had the character. Zenoscope bought the properties to it. Now they're running with it, and they are failing because Black Knight, the female version, used to be a shiny covered comic book, and they tried to do every cover shiny, and it just was not working out. It was a garbage book then. It's a garbage book now. I don't know. I guess there's just nothing that can be done with it.
Hey, another question for you. Those little sandpipers on either side of your pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Those are sandpipers?
Yeah, man.
I'm able to figure out a bird out from just one picture. Mike, how about you? Lightning round.
Done yet. Hold on there, Slick. Don't be rushing me.
I'm sorry. I think Mike already did.
We covered sandpipers. Now we're moving on, Joey.
Well, I was going to talk about where I got this today.
Ooh.
Yeah, now he wants to know.
I do wants to know.
So I picked up Black Badge #1. It came with the patch, and it also came with.
It has a patch,
and it came with the initiation letter.
Oh, dude, where'd you get that? Where'd you get it? I need to know. Give me the link.
Called Xenos here in Chesapeake, Virginia. It's the top 5 oldest comic book shops here in Virginia. He was sitting down there, and I've been buying a lot of stuff from him lately, and he's a very generous and gracious guy. So I said, I really like that Black Badge. And mind you, I got $100 worth of comic books sitting there. And I was like, how much you want for it? He literally put it out, set it on top of the comic books, and goes, man, it's yours. And I was like, very cool. Actually, it's not for me. So you need to send me your information, and I will send this to you as my thank you for allowing me to be on Blaster and Stash It. Thank you.
Oh, dude, I got to pay you back somehow. I got to figure that out.
You can buy me a beer.
I'll buy you a beer. Mike already went through his lightning round stuff. Now I'm all verklempt over here now, dude. That's awesome, dude. I love that. Issue I didn't read, Old Lady Harley yet. I haven't read that one yet. I picked up this book merely on your daughter's recommendation from last week, Joe, and it's Feast or Famine. So definitely tell her thank you. I picked that book up. I have been going back and trying to get the Immortal Hulk run. I picked up 8, 9, and 10 today. Grabbed those. Missed 11. I didn't notice that Captain America cover. I didn't know that was Immortal Hulk. I was looking for it on the shelf, and that was on the front. So I just totally missed it. Picked up Harley Quinn 42, first Old Lady Harley. Grabbed that one. And, oh, my goodness, it got jacked up. I got to replace it. Been going back and trying to get the Jason Aaron run on Thor, the newest one, too. Trying to get, because I've been missed out on those. And we forgot one other book that we were going to talk about, an indie book. I got a hold of somebody on, actually saw their post on Twitter, and that was Scott Schmidt at Pistol Whip Press. He had his first book out called Steele versus Ghostwalker. A few of us read it here. I don't think Drew got a chance to read it yet, but we will go to now. Joe, what do you think of Steele versus Ghostwalker?
So I thought it was a good story. It made sense. You got the rugged Canadian Mountie, which is very reflection to the Midwest cowboy. Unfortunately, there is a little Native American thing going on. It might seem odd, but remember, both sets of people did horrendous things to each other. So obviously, this we have to be under the guess. Is the best way to put it, that the Native American had done something atrociously bad. It did not explain that extremely well. It kind of hinted towards it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought some play there should have happened, but all in all, I thought it was a great story. I mean, a guy and his dog, going to go get a guy. Doesn't matter if he's Canadian, American, or whatever. He's got a duty, and he's going to fulfill that duty, and he's going to do that duty. And through sheer tenacity, he gets the job kind of sort of done. We don't really know. It left it on a great cliffhanger. Yes, he was in the thing, and they're carrying him, but you don't end a story that way. So we'll see what happens there. I have a sneaky suspicion. I'm going to add some conjecture right now that they're going to end up being friends. Because it seems like there was a lot of respect between the two through their little trials and battles back and forth. Unfortunately, the Indian guy did eat Steele's dog, which I thought was kind of fucked up. But, he needs a sidekick now, and I kind of see that happening as the story develops. So we'll see what happens there. I'm definitely going to follow it. I'm intrigued by it. I like watching local new artists do things. Yeah, it's not as polished as DC or Marvel, but I like to see writers and artists grow with their comic books. So I really like looking at local artist stuff. I thought it was a great job for a first-time comic book to be produced like that. I thought it was good. I'll definitely look it up and try to follow it.
Question for you, Joey. You said he had a duty.
Yeah.
And he did a duty?
Do I need to spell it for you?
No. That's all. I want to check on duty. To check if he had a duty or he did a duty.
I'll start spelling words for you, Drew.
So speaking of
Mike, what'd you think of it?
Speaking of duty, I was on the toilet reading this.
Oh my goodness, Mike.
So you had a duty. Did you also do it?
I had a duty. Apparently I didn't finish this book because I stopped where the Mountie got drugged. So I have to go back and finish it. But I thought it ended on that cliffhanger, and I wanted to read more. But I missed it. So I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I get the page up here. I'll share it real quick. So we actually have a link down below as well to this particular page where we can read the whole comic book, Steele versus the Ghost Walker. Let's see if I can scroll, get to the right page myself. There it is. So as you scroll down, I mean, there's some of the art right there. You can look through it. There's Two Hawks himself. This is Sam Steele.
Keep scrolling so I can finish reading.
We're not going to read through the whole thing, but definitely go check it out. Links below to this whole comic book. Go check it out. What I kind of liked about it was, I think of a Mountie. Everybody knows that I'm a park ranger, so I kind of felt that like, oh, okay, this is what park rangers do. Oh, this is what we call a Tuesday at the park. So no, I thought this was really interesting.
Tuesday, is that when you're on the Poo Lagoon?
No, not on Poo Lagoon.
Not even when you have a duty.
No, not when I have a duty. So I actually thought this was pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, whenever he thinks of like a park ranger, think of hanging off the side of a cliff, saving a bald eagle, and doing this, and it's not necessarily all that fun and glamorous stuff.
Trust me, Hugh, that's not what we think about at all.
Well, that's what a lot of people think about park ranger. These cool hip guys that work in parks. But definitely go check him out, Scott Schmidt at Pistol Whip Press. That's his Twitter handle, and I said he's linked down to the comic books in below. So go check it out. Give him a shout out. Tweet his book out. Share it around so we can get him some love. I think we're going to jump. If Mike has the bandwidth for it tonight, we'll find out.
Mike has a duty.
Mike has a duty.
I have a
do your duty.
Shut your fucking mouth. Yeah, coming off the holidays, there really wasn't a lot of news. I know that Peeps Pops, the marshmallow treats during Easter time, have been spotted. And we're getting a ton of new Toy Story Pops coming soon. So I really got to thinking Funkos in 2019 as I was already preparing for the Stashy Awards for 2019. Some I was watching YouTube videos going on Facebook pages. A lot of people are really, is Brickleberry your favorite TV show? People really want Seinfeld pops. I saw Spaceballs a lot. Tiny Toons were mentioned in there. So if you want to go in the chat and, what Funkos are you guys looking forward to in 2019? I'm still waiting on my Slipknot pops. So if anybody's watching that's involved with Funko and the music industry, make me some fucking Slipknot pops. Also heard an honorable mention for a Cosmic Ghost Rider Funko. And I know a new set of Big Bang Theory pops are coming, or it's rumored to, so kind of looking forward to that. I also thought of the rest of the Dark Knight's metal pops. I know we're getting Batman Who Laughs. I think that's next month. Just announced the Dawnbreaker Batman, which looks amazing. It's actually in a black box, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, I did pick up 8 Funkos this week. I am up to 1,016. I went to a local place here, an antique mall. Joey knows what I'm talking about. Bella's Books and Comics, or Bella's Books and Toys. They sell secondhand pops, a lot of chases, and they. What?
I thought you said it's hard to sell. They sell sex toys. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, they do.
The Dorbs.
They might. Maybe if you guys come out here, me and Joey will take you to Bella's. They got dollar comic books. Great prices on their Funkos. I don't know where to fucking start. I actually knocked out a couple of my Holy Grails that I had last year. Let's start with I completed my Venomized Pop series. Grabbed Venomized Loki, Target exclusive. So he's pretty badass. Been wanting him for a while. To complete my Friends series, the Chase Monica Geller. Right there. I picked up the Punisher Chase. We're holding Daredevil's helmet from the TV show. Excuse me. Picked up a Merman's Chase from the Masters of the Universe. And if you'll be my friend forever, if you could tell me why he's blue opposed to green.
He's got blue balls.
Yes, because he's the Chase variant.
Oh.
Because he can't breathe, because he's out on the water.
My wife actually completed her Gargoyles collection, my Chase she needs, and got the 2-pack. This was actually from FYE. So that's going in her collection. And then I started flipping through the dollar comics, and my wife came over to me and said, hey, you might want to come over here. And they had the Chrome Thanos orange, Thanos red, Chrome Thanos blue. Now these are all the colors of the Infinity Gems. I am obviously missing 3 of them, but not anymore because I ordered them from Amazon today when I got home from work. Double S asked me if I have all the Friends Funkos, Spud Graham, from the second series, not the first. I do have Phoebe from the first series, but that's the only one I have. I picked up this at the antique mall. Picked up this Mighty Mugs or Mini Mugs Baroness because I have Storm Shadow and what's the other one? Snake Eyes. So I grabbed those. And that is it. That's all the Funkos I got. Like I said, I'm up to 1,016. I actually saw Pocan Joe's wife's collection yesterday, and she's getting up there too. I'm so proud.
That shit's going to be on eBay in a month.
Okay, I did not get any Funkos this week, but I did pick up this cool Catwoman.
I like that.
forgot. It's the. I forgot. It's PVC. You know, so it's nothing like like $40. You know, so that's kind of cool. PVC. Sorry.
Oh.
Did I say PCP? Yeah,
No, I did.
Oh, did you? Okay. So yeah, that's just pretty cool because of my Catwoman shelf with my other Funkos and favorite Catwoman covers. So that's kind of cool. How about you, Drew? Anything this week?
I didn't get any PVC, but I did get some PCP.
You did? Okay.
Shh! Don't tell the feds.
From his dealer named Iguardo.
Iguardo?
I don't know. I was.
What kind of racist shit is that?
I'm just trying to come up with a name pretty quick, and that's what popped in my head. Joe, how about you? Anything for your wife?
He's my Mexican iguana drug dealer.
Yeah.
I picked up
Baltimore.
Guinness Blonde.
Brewed in Baltimore.
It's been delicious. And a Smart Mouth Brewing Company, Murphy's Law, local brewery here, coming in a can. And that's that's my apple juice that I've been sipping on all night. So yeah, those are my toys.
So,
because I'm an alcoholic.
Real quick.
Yes.
The reason the Blue
Merman, go slow.
if you the little mini comics that Masters of the Universe used to put in their act with the package action figures back in the 80s when they first were released, Merman was blue instead of green. So
do you know what his original name was?
It was on the
Aquaman.
No.
You sure it wasn't Fishfucker?
Fishman. I don't know. It said it on either the Toys That Made Us or.
It was. It was on Toys That Made Us. His original name was Seaman.
Yes, it was. Seaman.
Waka waka waka.
Yeah. So they decided they better change that. So yeah. And that's it for I think your segment, Mike.
Shut your fuck mouth.
Tom Tilly-too.
What are you saying there?
Tom Tilly-too.
I have no clue to what it.
Nothing.
It's like a fucking leprechaun or something.
Tom Tilly-too.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever. Before we jump back into, I guess, our shout out for the night, something to do have up right now. Just got it running the other night, and that is our podcast. I got our podcast up. So this is going to take the audio from our live show on Friday nights. We're going to end up plugging it into the podcast so you can listen to us on the go. Or if you don't want to see our ugly mug, especially Drew, since he's been bald, you can listen to us on the go in your rig or on your walk or wherever you're doing. Maybe you're sweating, huffing, and puffing in the gym. You can listen to our sweet, sultry voices as we're doing that. Also going to have some other stuff, content that's going to be on. What's that?
So what's wrong with you?
We're going to have content that's not going to be on YouTube channel. Maybe stuff that we'll do, like a couple of us talking about it, maybe a back issue book or stuff like that. It may not be the whole crew, or maybe just a few of us. Maybe it might be me and somebody else that's from YouTube or whatever that. So we're going to have other content that's going to be on there as well. So definitely go over there, give us a like, download the episodes, listen to us on the go, share it around, do what you got to do. But yeah, trying to get that up and running. So